hello there, greetings, salutations. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Dr. Cyneric. I certainly hope that my peculiar appearance doesn't frighten you or perhaps put you at any discomfort or anything of the sort. I always put my patients first. Well, that and also my own personal curiosity, I admit. I am very fascinated with all of my patients and what they have to say and what they have to showcase as well. Anyway, shall we get started with our appointment? You don't remember making an appointment, do you? Oh, let me explain. Now, I believe many moons ago that we had an appointment booked under your name. You might not remember that because, well, it might have involved a bit of mind wiping. Trust me, it was for your own good. Nothing happened. Just a minor incident involving opening a wormhole. And, well, things got a bit, scary for you, let's just say. It's a bit of a silly, funny story in retrospect. I'll tell you more about it another time. But for now, let's get talking about the checkup of yours. Now, what I'm going to do is ask you a couple of questions, a handful of questions. Is that comfortable with you? Excellent, excellent. I get to know more about a new patient. That's exciting. Anyway. Yes, you are quite a fascinating specimen, aren't you? Sorry, just bear with me for a moment. I just want to have a look at you a bit longer before we start. Very interesting indeed. Is that your skin? Like, you didn't get it replaced or painted over, anything like that, did you? No, it's definitely your original skin, huh? Well, that is fascinating. Such beautiful skin you've got. Very fascinating indeed. I love those eyes of yours. Tell me, if you could have any color of eyes, what would it be? Any color, any at all? Really? Mighty interesting. I'll have to make a note of that. They're very beautiful, like shining diamonds, or perhaps shining gemstones. Sorry, I get a bit easily distracted, you see. Anyway, shall we start things off now? Certainly, absolutely fine. This is going to be so much fun, I assure you. It will be absolutely safe. Everything will be okay. No wormholes this time. You'll be alright. Anyway, let's start off with question 1. Now, how often do you happen to travel through time? Not forwards in time, but backwards in time. Is that a regular occurrence for you? Huh. You don't say. It's quite surprising to say the least, to be honest. I was expecting significantly more. But maybe I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here. Nevertheless. Question 2. Have you ever had a moment where the blood through your veins decided to stop, just completely stop in their tracks and travel in the other direction? Really? All I can say is that you are missing out. It is quite a fascinating, absolutely fascinating experience. You really should give it a try yourself. Well, you'll have to figure out how to do it in the first place. Oh, but trust me, it is ever so worth it. Perhaps you and I could go on a time travel trip somewhere together. I would love your company. You seem like such a wonderful person to Be alongside me as we explore the past and the future together. But anyway, where were we? Question 3. Let me check. Let's see. Yes. Question 3. How many dates have you had in your entire lifetime? Not dates like dates on a calendar. I mean, how many dates have you been consuming? You know, those fruity little things that you find in tin cans, sometimes in jars. Oh, I see. I've met a number of patients who aren't a fan of dates, believe it or not. I think they're quite delectable, kind of all wrinkly, and the surface reminds me of the skin, or perhaps a withered hand soaked under water. When you rub against them, all the creases move around. It's quite amusing, I must say. Moving swiftly on, of course. Question 4. Here we go. Question 4. If you could have any amount of legs between 1 and, well, as many as you want, how many would you prefer to have? No kidding. Really? Have you ever lived a life as a millipede? Can you imagine having all those legs just trickling around? Little stumpy stumps all over each and every surface that you travel over. Oh, I would gladly put little shoes on those little feet of yours if you had so many legs like a millipede, you know. I'd gladly fashion together some small tiny shoes. Oh, that would be so adorable to look at. But perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself anyway. Question number 5. When you go to sleep at night, what is it that you usually dream of? What's the first things that usually come to mind? For example, do you dream of living a previous life, or perhaps you dream about traveling through the cosmos on some kind of interdimensional space travel ship? Or maybe you just dream about eating the world's largest bucket of ice cream. I've had a few people who have told me exactly that. Yes, I see. Have you ever had a dream about eating that much ice cream? Oh, surprising. Sorry, just personal curiosity. Okay, now, moving on to question 6. What's it going to be? There it is. Question 6. So, how often do you get tingles when someone breathes near your ear? Just ever so gently. It doesn't have to be in person. It could be a recording, or perhaps a very handsome and intellectual, curious, and beloved doctor. Remind you of anyone? Oh, I'm joking. Maybe. Anyway, how often do you get tingles from the sound of someone breathing softly and gently, ever so softly and calmly near your eardrums? How often? Oh, really? Now that is most fascinating. Let's see, I'll make a note of that. Right here. Yes. Most interesting, I assure you. It may sound a bit bizarre, some of these questions, but I assure you, it is all for the greater good, your greater good. Okay, now we've got most of the questions done, not long left. Number 8. If someone was to stroke your hand, someone wearing gloves, leather gloves, how would you react on a scale of 1 to 578? How would you react? 1 being indifferent, not caring, probably imagining that you weren't really paying any attention in the first place, and 578 being, oh, this person is so wonderful, delightful, I would love to marry this person. Can you give me a rough estimate? Really? Interesting. I don't think I've ever met anyone at all who's gone so far as to say 578 yet. Can you believe that? It's quite surprising. Ever so surprising, I know. Anyway. Shall we move on to the more practical side of things? Okay, what I'll do, I'm going to say a few words. What I want you to do, tell me the first word that comes to mind. Anything at all, as long as it's the first word that comes to mind, okay? Plague. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, next word. Doctor. What comes to mind when I say doctor? Interesting. Let's make a note of that. Okay, on to the next word. Quasar. What comes to mind when I say quasar? Fascinating, most fascinating indeed. Let's try another word, shall we? Waterfall. What are you thinking of when I say waterfall? Interesting, most intriguing indeed. Alright then, final word now. Think carefully about this one. Might require a bit of extra brain power. Oh, I must say, you have an absolutely beautiful expression on your face when you think, It's very adorable, I must say. Such a beautiful face you've got when you're thinking. Are you a fellow intellect like myself? I see. Oh no, sorry, that's not on the test. Anyway, as for the final question, like I was saying, the final word, lavender. Lovely lavender. What comes to mind? First word when I say lavender. Oh, yes, I'll write that down. Most interesting indeed, fascinating. Let me just say, you are easily my favorite patient to date. Absolutely. I can't emphasize how much fun I'm having here. I am really enjoying your presence, It's wonderful to be here with you. But anyway. Now just a few more questions, if you like. I just wanted to get your thoughts about what are your thoughts on this craze called ASMR. You see, there are these peculiar people online, they're always talking about ASMR. What are your thoughts on it? Would you consider yourself an ASMR aficionado? Really now? Really? I'll definitely have to make a note of that. Yes. Definitely making a note of that. Anyway, I believe that's all the information I have right here. I can safely say you are fit as a fiddle, or perhaps fit as a violin, or as it fit as a guitar. I can't quite remember the expression, but most definitely, according to my research, you are in a wonderful place, and I am sure you are perfectly healthy for menial tasks such as washing up, going to the stores, and perhaps spending some time with beloved plague doctors that you might know. Anyway, let me just move swiftly on, of course. I assure you, you've been absolutely fantastic patient, 10 out of 10. If I could give you a rating, I'd give you full marks. You've been patient and obedient, listening in very carefully to my instructions, and you seem ever so relaxed as well. I'm very grateful for that. You know, most people, they get a bit scared of me sometimes. Can you imagine why? Really? You think that's the reason why? I'll have to keep that in mind. Well, anyway, I shall leave you to it then. I'll let you continue as you were. Adieu, auf Wiedersehen, farewell. And I'm sure, certainly sure we'll meet again. I'm certainly hoping for that, and I'm sure you'll be hoping for that too. So I'll see you tomorrow. Was it yesterday? Maybe we already had this conversation 3 weeks in the future. Still trying to wrap my head around things right here, but that's quite alright, it's okay. I'm a professional after all. I hope you stay safe, and I'm more than certain we'll be meeting again anytime soon. I'll see you later then, okay? Stay safe now. Goodbye and farewell.